Okay. So, I had to stop taking hormonal birth control about 6-7 months ago because it was making my aura migraines more frequent and worse, which means I was at more of a risk for stroke, because if you don't know, that is one of the side effects of birth control. And so, like, if you have any symptoms like that, I don't know, could be indicative that, like, you're more at risk while you're on the birth control, then you have to stop it. So, yeah, my doctor was like, stop taking that right away if you can. And I was in a stage of my life where it was fine not to be on birth control, so. But, I was on birth control for a very long time, like from 16 until a couple months ago, and I've seen like both sides of the argument for birth control, like, and I understand both sides and like where they're coming from, where some women are like, it's bad for us, like we really don't have a lot of research on this and how it affects our health years down the line, which is true. I mean, we're the first generation where we're really gonna see like the effects of birth control 30, 40, 50 years down the line, and it does change your brain chemistry. It does if you're on your birth control for enough time. But also being on birth control saved my life because I have PMDD, I'm like pretty sure. I'm not diagnosed, but like I have most of the symptoms. So I think it's pretty safe to say that I have it, because yeah, when I went off of it, I was like, yeah, if I wasn't on this when I was a teenager and I was much more unstable, there was like a 99% chance I would have offed myself. And no, I'm not being dramatic when I say that, because of like how bad my symptoms get now, even like being on like having medication for it and stuff, and like it's much more manageable now. But the first 3 months of being off of hormonal birth control were hell. Like emotionally, my mood swings were insane. I felt like I had no control. Like my OCD like got turned up to like 100. That part really sucked. And then and so like, as if you maybe you know, no, maybe you don't know, like for women, like non-hormonal birth control options are really like, you have the IUD and then like the copper IUD, the Paragard, and then condoms. But you should be using them condoms anyway, because that's the only thing that prevents STIs and STDs. But anyway, but so I got the copper IUD, but I really, if you have a low pain tolerance, I don't recommend that you get it, because literally what they do is like, they like, fuck, I forget what it's called, but they put it up there, and then it opens your cervix, which is what happens when you're giving birth. So, and for me, I asked for local anesthetic. They put it on my cervix, you know, and I took, you know, ibuprofen, I took gabapentin, and I feel like they gave me one other thing for the pain. What was it? That might have actually been everything, but now like I wish I would have like been like, you need to give me like Valium or because even with that, like I felt like I was gonna pass out and throw up, and I've had like many piercings and I plan on getting tattoos, so if you have a low pain tolerance, you will definitely pass out and throw up. And whenever a doctor says it's just gonna be a pinch, that's like kind of I look at it as like medical gaslighting now, because whenever they say it's just a pinch, it's never just a pinch. So yeah, whether you choose or not to use birth control is a personal option, but I think it's important to remember that a lot of women who are on birth control, they're taking it because it's helping them stay alive. Because when I was on the hormonal birth control, I was able to not have my period. Like, I could kind of plan my life around it more, which was really nice. I only had to have it twice a year, but the 2 times I would have it every year were really, 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 really bad. I get extremely depressed. And sometimes the suicidal ideation and the OCD, the body dysmorphia, oh! It's fucking hell.